Africa's story is written in courage, in voices that defied empires, in hands that built nations, and in hearts that refused to bow. These are the warriors of freedom and the guardians of our tomorrow. Haile Selassie. Born a prince, crowned an emperor, Haile Selassie stood unshaken as Mussolini's forces invaded Ethiopia. He carried his nation's fight to the world stage, declaring that freedom anywhere is worth defending everywhere.
Your Majesty, you're most welcome.
Mr. President, Mrs. Kennedy, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply touched by the generous words of welcome which you have addressed to me, Mr. President, and by the warmth with which the American people have greeted me during the few short hours I have been in the United States. In the decade which has elapsed since my first voyage to America, the face of the globe has been vastly altered. Africa and Asia have been transformed into continents whose people are almost entirely removed from the subjugated status which was the lot of so many of them but a few short years ago. As free men, we Africans are now seeking the unity and the oneness which will enable us to put our freedom to the best use. The service of the peoples of our continent, the defense of right and justice, the protection of the peace.
የህዝባችን ኑሮ ደረጃ ተሻሽሎ ድህነትና ድንቁርና ከዓለም እንዲወገድ ቁርጥ ሐሳብ
Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah dreamed of an Africa united. He led Ghana to independence, proving that the chains of colonialism could be broken and that a single nation's victory could light a fire across a continent.
Every weakness. They prey upon our vanities and flatter us in every kind of way. They tell us that this particular person or that particular country has greater or more favorable potentialities than the other. They do not tell us, unite, that we are all as good as we are able to make ourselves once we are free. We want, therefore, to develop our own community and an African personality. Others may feel that they have evolved the very best way of life, but we are not bound, like slavish imitators, to accept it as our mode. We find the methods used by others are suitable to our social environment, we shall adopt or adapt them. If we find them unsuitable, we shall reject them. Fighters for African freedom, I appeal to you in the sacred name of Mother Africa to lead this conference resolved to rededicate yourselves to the task of forming among the political parties in your respective countries a broad united front based upon one common fundamental aim and object, the speedy liberation of your territories. Don't let us also forget that colonialism and imperialism may come to us yet in a different guise, not necessarily from Europe. We must alert ourselves to be able to recognize this when it rears its head and prepare ourselves this mid-20th century.
Julius Nyerere. Julius Nyerere, Mwalimu, the teacher, led Tanganyika to freedom and forged Tanzania. He preached Ujamaa, shared work, shared wealth, and Swahili unity. He sheltered liberation struggles across Africa, then stepped down by choice, proof that true power is service.
Must delay her independence, or ought to delay her independence, so that we all become independent. We all become united, and then we take our independence. But this did not happen. The reasons I understand, but I felt it was a great pity that we did not become united before we became independent. Hence now the difficulties. We now become separately independent, and as a result, since we are sovereign states, it's extremely difficult. And for the time being, quite frankly, we must forget the possibility of a political merger in East Africa.
Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara, the African Che, turned Burkina Faso into a beacon of self-reliance. He rejected foreign debt, planted millions of trees, and fought for women's rights until bullets tried to silence his vision.
Il est là-bas, en train d'écraser les peuples arabes, c'est le sionisme. L'impérialisme est partout. Et à travers sa culture qu'il répand, à travers ses fausses informations, il nous amène à penser comme lui. Il nous amène à nous soumettre à lui, à le suivre dans toutes ses manœuvres. De grâce, il faut que nous barrions la route à cet impérialisme. Et je vous ai dit qu'il passera à une phase violente. Cet impérialisme, c'est lui qui a organisé des débarquements dans certains pays que nous connaissons. Cet impérialisme, c'est encore lui qui a armé ceux qui, en Afrique du Sud, tuent nos frères. Cet impérialisme, c'est encore lui qui a assassiné les Lumumba, les Cabral, les Kwame Nkrumah.
Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Lumumba rose from humble beginnings to become Congo's first prime minister. His voice thundered against colonialism, demanding dignity and control over Congo's riches. A dream cut short, but never buried.
Partant de l'indépendance, aujourd'hui victorieux, je vous salue au nom du gouvernement congolais. À vous tous, mes amis, qui avez lutté sans relâche à nos côtés, je vous demande de faire de ce 30 juillet 1960 une date illustre que vous garderez ineffaçablement gravée dans vos cœurs, une date dont vous enseignerez avec fierté la signification à vos enfants, pour que ceux-ci, à leur tour, fassent connaître à leurs fils et à leurs petits-fils l'histoire glorieuse de notre lutte pour la liberté.
Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years behind bars, yet his spirit remained free. When he emerged, it was not with vengeance, but with a will to unite South Africa, turning pain into peace.
We are a liberation movement which is fully involved in a struggle to emancipate our people from one of the worst racial tyrannies the world has seen. As far as Yasser Arafat is concerned, we identify with the PLO because just like ourselves, they are fighting for the right of self-determination.
These were not just leaders. They were flames in the darkness. And though time passes, their fire still burns in you. Remember, beloved, you're exactly where you're meant to be. This is Sacred Vibes Africa, your sanctuary of truth, power, and ancestral wisdom. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. Hit subscribe and let's keep rising together. Until next time, stay sacred, stay shining.